I remember the first time my baby pushed away the bottle while looking straight at me, tears streaming down both our faces. My stress levels were through the roof, my hands were shaking, and I could feel that familiar knot in my stomach. What I didn't realize was that my baby was literally feeling my stress too. Not just sensing it, but experiencing it in their tiny nervous system as if it were their own. So today, I'm walking you through the 4 neuroscience-backed strategies that completely transformed feeding time from a battlefield into a bonding experience. These 4 essential techniques are the mirror neuron reset that instantly calms both you and baby, the 90-second stress circuit breaker that stops anxiety from hijacking mealtime, the sensory grounding method that creates a bubble of calm even in chaos, and the co-regulation breathing pattern that syncs your nervous systems for peaceful feeding. The first thing you should do is understand how your stress literally rewires your baby's brain during feeding. Researchers at Cambridge discovered something that shocked the scientific community. When parents are stressed during feeding, their baby's brains show the exact same stress patterns within seconds. It's like your nervous systems are having a conversation that neither of you signed up for. Your baby's mirror neurons, those same brain cells that help them learn to smile by watching you, are firing in response to your anxiety, creating what scientists call a stress contagion effect. Here's what's wild. A 2024 study found that stressed parents unconsciously change their feeding behaviors in ways they don't even notice. They might push food more forcefully, restrict access to certain foods, or become completely hands-off, what researchers call uninvolved feeding. And get this, the babies of highly stressed mothers showed altered brain activity in areas responsible for emotional regulation and food relationships that lasted for years. But here's where it gets really interesting. I learned this when my second child was born, and I was determined to do things differently. Every time I sat down to feed her while feeling anxious about whether she was eating enough, her little body would tense up. She'd turn away from the spoon, and we'd end up in that same cycle of stress and refusal. That's when I discovered the mirror neuron reset. The mirror neuron reset works because these special brain cells don't just copy stress, they copy calm too. Next, you need to master this simple technique. First, before you even pick up that bottle or spoon, spend 30 seconds doing what I call face yoga. Seriously, stick with me here. Relax your jaw, soften your eyes, and put on the slightest smile. Not a fake grin, just a gentle upturn of your lips. Research from Columbia shows that even forcing a calm facial expression triggers your vagus nerve to send all is well signals throughout your body. Then, and this is crucial, make eye contact with your baby and hold that soft expression for at least 5 seconds before offering food. One mother told me she was skeptical until she tried it with her 4-month-old, who'd been refusing bottles for weeks. The first time she did the face reset, her daughter actually reached for the bottle instead of pushing it away. Why? Because babies read our facial micro-expressions faster than they process our words. And when they see calm, their mirror neurons literally create calm in their own nervous system. The third strategy is the 90-second stress circuit breaker, and this one saved my sanity during those marathon feeding sessions. Here's the thing about stress. Once it starts, it creates a chemical cascade in your body that lasts exactly 90 seconds. That's it. But what we do is keep re-triggering it with our thoughts, creating an endless stress loop. So when you feel that familiar tension rising, because your baby just spit out their 5th spoonful of sweet potatoes, you need to interrupt the circuit. Here's how. Set down the spoon or bottle. Yes, really put it down. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Take 4 breaths where your exhale is twice as long as your inhale. Count it out. In for 3, out for 6. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system faster than any meditation app. But here's the part nobody tells you. You have to narrate what you're doing to your baby. Say something like, "Mommy's taking some calm breaths so we can both feel better." Research from Stanford found that when parents verbally acknowledge their stress regulation to their babies, the infant's cortisol levels dropped by 40% within minutes. It's like you're teaching their nervous system how to calm down while you calm your own. I once did this in the middle of a restaurant when my daughter was having a complete meltdown over her lunch, and not only did she stop crying, but she actually started miming my deep breaths. At 9 months old. Your fourth step is the sensory grounding method, and this is where things get really practical. Feeding happens in the real world, with siblings screaming, dogs barking, phones ringing, and your mind racing about that work deadline. You can't always control the chaos, but you can create what neuroscientists call a sensory anchor that grounds both you and your baby in the present moment. Before each feeding, choose one sensory focus point. It might be the warmth of the milk on your wrist, the weight of your baby in your arms, or even the sound of their little swallowing noises. Here's the key. Share this with your baby. Say something like, "Feel how warm and cozy this milk is," or "Listen to those happy eating sounds." You're literally training both your brains to focus on something pleasant instead of spiraling into stress. A mother in my community started doing this with her son, who had severe reflux. She'd focus on the softness of his little fingers wrapped around hers during feeding. She said it was like magic. Instead of tensing up, waiting for him to spit up, they both stayed relaxed, and his reflux episodes actually decreased. The research backs this up. When we anchor our attention to positive sensory experiences, it dampens the amygdala's stress response by up to 60%. The last strategy completely changed how I think about feeding, and I saved it for last because it's the most powerful. It's the co-regulation breathing pattern, and it's based on breakthrough research about how parent and baby nervous systems can literally sync up. Scientists at Oxford found that when mothers breathe in a specific rhythm during feeding, their baby's heart rates and breathing patterns start matching theirs within 2 minutes. Here's exactly how to do it. Breathe in through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, then out through your mouth for 4 counts. But, and this is essential, you need to make your exhale audible. Not loud, just a soft ah sound. Your baby's brainstem is wired to respond to these breathing sounds as safety signals. Do this for the first 2 minutes of every feeding, and something incredible happens. Your nervous system starts operating as what researchers call a dyadic unit. Basically, you become one calm, synchronized system instead of 2 potentially stressed individuals. I discovered this by accident when I was nursing my 3rd child during a thunderstorm. The power had gone out, and I started doing this breathing pattern just to keep myself calm. Within minutes, despite the thunder and lightning, we were in this bubble of peace. She latched better than she had in weeks, and I actually felt my milk let-down reflex kick in stronger than usual. That's when I dove into the research and found out why. Synchronized breathing literally harmonizes your brain waves. Now, here's something that's going to blow your mind about why all of this matters so much. Researchers just published findings showing that babies who experience calm, regulated feeding in their first year show enhanced neural pathways for emotional regulation that lasts into adulthood. But babies who consistently feed in stressful environments, they show hyperactivity in brain regions associated with anxiety and eating disorders by age 3. One father shared how he used these techniques with his daughter who was born premature. The NICU nurses had taught them volume feeding, getting a certain amount in no matter what. By the time they got home, feeding was a battle. He started with just the mirror neuron reset, spending a full minute before each bottle just making silly faces until they were both genuinely smiling. Within a week, she went from fighting every ounce to finishing bottles while maintaining eye contact. 6 months later, she's thriving and actually gets excited when she sees her bottle. But here's what really matters. This isn't about perfect feeding sessions or getting your baby to eat a certain amount. It's about understanding that your nervous system and your baby's are in constant communication. When you shift from stressed out food police to calm feeding partner, you're literally rewiring both your brains for a healthier relationship with food and each other. I think about that day with my first baby, both of us crying over that refused bottle, and I wish I could go back and tell myself what I know now, that my stress wasn't just making feeding harder. It was teaching my baby that eating equals anxiety. But here's the beautiful thing about babies' brains. They're incredibly plastic. The moment you start using these techniques, you begin creating new neural pathways. Start tomorrow with just one technique. Maybe it's the mirror neuron reset before breakfast. Notice how your baby responds differently when your face is soft and calm. Then gradually add the others as you feel ready. Remember, every calm feeding is literally building your baby's brain architecture for emotional regulation, healthy eating, and secure attachment. The research is clear. It's not about being a perfect, stress-free parent. That's impossible and honestly wouldn't even be helpful for your baby's development. It's about having tools to regulate your own nervous system so you can help your baby regulate theirs. These 4 techniques, the mirror neuron reset, the 90-second circuit breaker, sensory grounding, and co-regulation breathing, they're like a secret language between your nervous systems. And once you start speaking it, feeding becomes less about getting food in and more about connection, less about control and more about co-regulation, less about stress and more about building a brain that knows how to find calm, even in life's storms. Your baby's relationship with food is being wired right now, in these everyday moments. You have the power to make those neural pathways lead to peace instead of panic, to connection instead of conflict. And that gift lasts a lifetime.